Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on tips and tricks in Caddy. And in this video we're going to have a look at the catalog. I must stress the fact that the catalog is not only for inserting content, whether it is two-dimensional or three-dimensional objects into our drawing, but it can also insert functionality. In other words, I can associate text so that when I want to enter text with that specific parameters, the catalog will do this automatically. But more on this topic a bit later. I will start to show you how to load the catalog. As you can see, I do not have a catalog loaded, so the process is actually very simple. Click on the top menu bar on View and select Catalog. When I hover the pointer over the palette list and scroll with the wheel button of the mouse, the list will scroll if there are pallets that's falling off the bottom. Click on the pallets to browse their content. Let's change from the Caddy 25 sample categories to, for example, I will select construction. Here's a list of all the different groups with their respective pallets. In this example, for instance, all the walls, let's click on slab. Let's click from the top and select a different option. Let's go for decoration. By default it goes into rugs, and here's a list of all the different sizes of rugs. Let's select a different palette with a different size, and there are all the content for that specific palette. Please feel free to experiment on your machine as well. So let's change from rugs, go to painting and prints, and there are all a list of the content there are. Let's change and show you some of the functionality. I'm going to select electrical, and here's a list of all the electrical components that you can see. Let's click on floor lights. There's some floor lights. If I scroll down, you'll see we've got switches. Now look at the power of this catalog. I'm going to draw a wall where we're going to insert some of these switches. And also very important, I want this switch to be locked at the height of 1.5 meters, as you will see shortly. So there's my wall, and I will orbit, and you will see it at an angle. To insert a light switch is as simple as drag and dropping it onto the object. If I zoom a bit closer, you'll see it's already changed the angle to sit flush to the wall. Let me add another wall, and you'll see how it is adjusted between the two walls irrespective of their angles. But I want to lock the height still at 1.5 meters. So I select the switch, drag it and drop it onto the object. Now look at the bottom of the command line. When I press V on the keyboard for vertical offset, I've got a few options here, and I can change the offset. I can also change it to relative to the WCS or the UCS. So in this case, WCS 1.5. And now I can move the cursor any height and it will remain at that same specific height. Bring in the new symbol, press V, click on OK, and you'll see it will drag it at that height of 1.5, and I can place it down. Very simple and straightforward when you want to load content that is supplied in the system. What if I want to add my own content? So I'm going to show you how to configure and set up your own palettes and in your catalog. So from the little icon I will select configure, and it is going to load the catalog editor for me. I've got two screens, so I'm just going to bring it over into this screen. Select the catalog, right click, new catalog, and now I can type in the name for my catalog. I'm going to call this Hydro. Open the all, select all palettes, and I'm going to select new palette, give it a name, and I'm going to call this Fittings. Let's add another one. Click on all palettes, right click, new palette, and let's call this one Valves Oopsie, let's fix that. There we go. Setup is done. Select close and I'm ready to add it. Let's select the drop down and you'll see from the list hydro. When it opens up, I've got fittings and valves. In my drawing area, I've got blocks that I've defined and I'm going to add them into my respective pallets. To add those blocks in this white area, I will right click, select new tool from object, and I will click on the block. It will add it. If I right click on that, properties, I've got a few options. Change the description, you can change the scale, the layering. There's quite a nice feature here that you can say prompt for rotation. You can also click to explode it on insert. So let's change this to yes. I just want to show you. If I click and drag it in, place it down, let's go to construction point snap mode, and I can then rotate it. Okay, it prompts to indicate the rotation angle. I can either type it in or I can just rotate it visually. Let's add the next one. So in the white area, right click, new tool from object, indicate the block, and insert it into my catalog. I will repeat for the next one and I'll indicate the block. Right click, new tool from object, next one, and so you can build up your catalog. So let's have a look at the application of the catalog. I'll select the symbol, so I'll click it, I'll drag it into the drawing area, and then I can place it. Very easy to copy. I select it, press C on the keyboard, indicate the origin point and rotate. If I make a mistake, spacebar to repeat, click OK, spacebar to repeat, and I can place it down. Very easy. I will delete these two for now. Now let's say my symbol changes. For instance, this T-piece. Let's say I'm going to modify this. So I realize I need to change this. I'm going to change this here. And how is it going to affect my catalog? Well, the short answer is I'm just going to delete it from the catalog and re-add it. So I'm just going to speed things up here a bit just to show you. I'm going to edit this slightly. Right, our block has been modified, and you'll notice there's no reference. Well, there's no link between the catalog. It remains the same. Even if I go and redraw it or regen it, it remains to the original symbol I created. So select it, right click, and I'm going to remove it, confirm to delete it, yes. So I'm just going to re-add it, right click, add new tool, select it, and it places it at the bottom. Very simple. I want to put it in the same position, click, drag, and I drop it to the top position where it was. Right, let's add some valves to our catalog. So I'll just open another drawing. Here I've got a valve. You can see it's a block. All I have to do is go to the catalog, select the valve palette, right click, new tool from object, indicate it, and it places it. So you can bring it from any drawing into your catalog where it will remain your central, let's say, database where your catalog symbols will be stored. So I'm just going to modify the description and the name for this block. Just want to measure that. It measures 28, so it's probably a 25mm valve. So manage block, indicate that one. I want to change the name. Let's call it ball valve. And I'll specify the 25mm. In the description, however, I can specify to my heart's content. Click OK, and you'll see in the object properties the description. So let's change it in here. The easiest is to delete it and re-add it. Keep the cursor on, there's my description. If you enjoyed watching this video, click the like and subscribe buttons, and do not forget to send me your comments and requests. My details, as well as download links for the files used in creating this video, can be found in the description below. Happy drawing!